Hello and welcome to the Set for Growth YouTube channel, where we cover the tips, tricks, and how-tos to help broaden your knowledge base through reading and learning online. My name is Brandon.
My name is Alex.
And today we're going to go over 5 tools to help automate your business.
Okay, so why do we talk about 5 tools to automate your business? Well, the reason is that, right, not too long ago, most of those tools didn't exist. So your parents, even me, when I'm born, most of those tools were not available. So now we can harness those tools to scale our business and free up our time so we can focus on other things. So
time freedom, that's the big one right there, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what it is, time freedom. So that's what we want to focus on today's show. And so the first tips we have for you here to automate your business, the first tool is Google. With Google, the idea is to automate your traffic. So you want to get people coming to your shop on autopilot, right? Imagine if you have a shop that's open 24 hours and that receive flood of people nonstop. That's what Google offers, right? And very simple how to use Google. How many? 40,000 people per second.
Per second. 40,000 searches per second get done on Google.
That's right, yeah. So a lot of people use Google. And so what you want to do to rank there, so your website shows up, you just want to write content. You want to write a lot. And the more you write, the more chances people will find the content you wrote. And the second idea is to get link. So you want to get people link to your content, and so you're going to rank higher. So write content, get link to your content from other websites, and there you go. That's the recipe to rank on Google.
Yeah, and just to clarify that even further, because Google, and this blew my mind when I learned this as well. I usually just think like go onto Google, type in whatever it is that you wanted to, and boom, I don't know, you got your results, and I didn't know how it really worked. And everyone always talks about Google's algorithm and stuff like that in the back end. But basically, like, if you write content in a particular niche or whatever it is that you're doing, and there's a number of other websites out there in internet land that go and reference your site as being the source for that content of that information, Google recognizes that because all these other sites are pointing back to your site. So Google says, okay, well, if all these websites, hundreds of thousands of them are pointing back to your site as being this site to be the reference of that particular information, then Google's going to rank your information higher. So that's the whole goal behind it. And obviously it's a competitive space, and there's different strategies to go over and different buzzwords like SEO and all of this kind of stuff that we're not really going to get into. But that's the general theory behind Google. Now, what happens, Alex, when you go and you do a Google search, whatever it happens to be, and then all of a sudden you get your links that pop up, and we'll take Set for Growth, for example. So we have setforgrowthmastermind.com. We click on that link, and then what happens? Well, the first thing is setforgrowthmastermind.com. You need to have, this is tip number 2, by the way, is the relationship between the domain name to the name service provider and the hosting service, and then you need to actually have something to be able to publish content on your website. And we're going to go over WordPress just very, very briefly here, very high level. So the idea is there's a couple services. GoDaddy is probably the biggest one out there with regards to your domain name service provider. Just due to marketing efforts and stuff like that, people know and are familiar with GoDaddy, so you can go on there. setforgrowthmastermind.com. Is it free to use? Perfect. Awesome, right? So you go and you purchase it for whatever it is. There's other services out there like namecheap.com, which is an even cheaper option than GoDaddy, but does basically the exact same thing. You just save a little bit of money there. So you get that. And then the second thing is you actually have to have a service host your website so that there actually will be able to have content on your website, so that, if I just go to setforgrowthmastermind.com without any hosting stuff, it's just going to be a dead web page. Nothing's going to happen. So then you have to host it from another service. And an example of a company that does that is Bluehost. I use Bluehost for, my site. I think, is that what you use too, Alex? Is it Bluehost or is it?
I use HostGator.
Okay, HostGator. There you go. There's another one as well. And then you actually have to have, your content publishing platform, and what we use is WordPress for a large amount of it. You just did a search too to see how many people use WordPress, right?
Yeah, 20% of all websites are on WordPress.
20%, that's a fifth. Yeah, that's huge. The great thing about WordPress, guys, is that it's really easy to use, even if you compare it to 5 or 6 years ago. And I wasn't using it back then, just from what I understand, though, as far as the usability of it goes, it's leaps and bounds ahead of where it was. So somebody previously, like myself, who didn't know anything about this stuff, I was able to go on and buy my domain, get set up on a hosting service, and then get started with WordPress. And at the beginning, there is a learning curve, but it is relatively simple. You get set up with a particular theme, program it into your site just by simply applying it onto your site. Very, very straightforward and user-friendly. You can do paid ones, you can do free ones, and then ultimately you just design your site from there, however it is that you see fit. And then all of a sudden, when somebody goes and does a search for whatever your content's relating to, boom, they click on your link, and then boom, there's your web page right there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all drag and click, right? There's no coding involved, right?
No, absolutely not. There used to be. I think that was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Was you used to have to know like HTML and
my mom, she's in her 60s and she just got her own website, right?
Incredible.
So anybody can. It's very damn simple.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Third tips we have for your third tools is to automate your paycheck with things like Stripe, PayPal, or Infusionsoft. And the idea is to get paid on autopilot, right? Because now you got your shop with WordPress, right? With the tool we just talked about, it's open 24 hours. Now you need something where people can give you money 24 hours. And so then you get really, you can be on the beach and just look at your phone and see the money coming in, right? That's kind of the dream, right? So that's what you want to do. So yeah, things like PayPal, Stripe are free. It's just a button. Put it on your website. Again, just clicking. There's no coding involved, and you can start receiving payment
and get paid.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Living that laptop lifestyle. And you know what? This brings us into point number 4. It's the email list. So a lot of the times what happens is you'll go and get your website set up immediately, and you want to create some sort of opt-in, landing page or something where you collect people's email addresses. And this is where you go and you basically harvest all these email addresses. And, there's a cliche saying out there that says the money is in the list, in the sense that now is going to be your target market, because you're going to have X amount of people visit your site, whatever your bounce rate is, people are going to visit your site, then leave immediately. But then there's going to be people that are interested, and they're going to want to opt in onto your website to just keep up to date with whatever it is that you're doing, whatever news it is that you want to release. One of the strategies out there is to not really sell anything directly on your website. You go and you want to be able to pitch the email list, get people to sign up onto the email list, and then you start pushing product or services through the email list, positioning it. You can segment in lots of different ways, and there's tons of different providers out there. My God, there's so many. There's GetResponse, there's MailChimp, there's Aweber, Infusionsoft, ConvertKit, and all of them have their pros and cons. All of them have different price points and pricing structures. It's really just a matter of what it is that you like to use over one another, and sometimes you got to dig in a little bit just to see what it is and what features you actually like from each of these providers. But the thing is, this is how you automate your business. And then all of a sudden, when you have a new product offering, whether it's through an affiliate product, i.e. it's somebody else's product that you're selling, or you create your own product, it's as easy as basically sending an email out now to this mass email list and saying, hey, guess what? I have a new product. It's going to benefit you in these ways. Purchase here now. And yeah, that's basically it.
Totally. I mean, that's probably the biggest tool, I think, to automate your business is really the email automation, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You can contact all of your customer and people that are interested just in a click, right?
You got it.
Amazing. So the last tools to help you automate your business is to use freelancer site like Upwork, Fiverr, and you want to use them to because you don't have all the skills into yourself, right? So you want to leverage the skills of other people. Before, it was almost impossible to use other people's skills, right? I mean, you need to put the ads on the newspaper,
right? And
maybe someone will answer you, but now you can access writers, designers,
programmers, right? It's freelancers. It's a collection of freelancers.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So anything you can dream of, you need the help with. Marketer, SEO, right, for your websites. Anything that has to do with even salespeople. You can get all of them through the freelancer site. And it really helps, free up your time and scale your business, because as an entrepreneur, you cannot do everything, and that's really helps you out with
Yeah, exactly. That allows you to leverage your strengths, focus on what you're good on, and then outsource the things that you're not good on so that other people can help you out with that. So, you talk about SEO, that comes down to driving traffic to your website. If you're not maybe necessarily the best writer in the world, then you can get somebody and hire somebody that's really good at SEO and structuring the content of your website to drive traffic. The other thing, too, that I want to point out with these is that because you're going to be hiring freelancers to these websites, they really remove the risk of if you go on there and you hire, somebody in a country outside of your own, my thought process would be, well, what stops them from basically just taking the money and not delivering the service? What happens is these websites hold your payment in escrow, and then as soon as you receive the service or product, whatever it is that you're getting from that freelancer, you release payment, you get the product, and then boom, everybody's happy at the end. So basically, these companies exist, Fiverr and Upwork, to be able to facilitate this transaction and be able to bring the freelancers and the people that require their services together.
Yeah, exactly. And also very important is that a lot of people, because they can work from the laptop, right? You're hiring people to work from the laptop, they're more open to have maybe a lower wage because they have more flexibility in their work. Oftentimes also some of them come from different countries, so maybe the wage is smaller there. So, if you're just starting up and you need, you don't have the budget of a big companies, this is an amazing tool to get people working for you. Phenomenal
tool. And hey guys, that brings us to the bonus here of today's episode, tools to automate your business. And the biggest one here, and this is going to cover social media in general, but I want to really dial into Facebook. If we really look at Facebook as to what it is, it has evolved since it first came out on the scene. It used to be a website that you go to, connect, Alex and I would connect for in, different countries or cities or whatever it is. We can send messages back and forth, do status updates and that kind of stuff. Since Facebook's become a public company, you've noticed that there's become a lot more advertisements through Facebook. And Facebook has transitioned from being a social media site where you just strictly connect with friends to being a business site. So it's business to consumer, and businesses are very adept at being able to making ads that are relevant to what your interests are, what you click on, this kind of thing. All this information gets collected so that you have intelligent advertisements being targeted towards your specific, just browsing routine on Facebook, that type of thing. The thing is, businesses traditionally had to have shifted from their marketing efforts. The TV rate, people watching TV, this kind of stuff has dropped off. So it doesn't make sense for businesses now to go invest huge sums of money into advertising on televisions, although they still do that, but they're shifting their marketing dollars now to being able to direct it towards Facebook because that's where the eyeballs are, and that's really all that matters. The beautiful thing about that, though, is each of us being individuals, we don't have to spend mass amounts of money like they had to in just 10 years ago on TV ads and that kind of thing. You can go and actually make your own advertisements, record videos like this, whatever it is, and then put them on Facebook in a very user-friendly environment that you may not even know about. Facebook, if you're looking at it from a consumer standpoint, you're just basically going to go and scroll up and down the website, no problem, but you can actually go onto the back end and from the business side of things, create ads, put them on the website, segment your ads, target specific countries, target specific, niches, whatever the case may be. And it's extremely user-friendly. And the matter is, you just basically pump your advertising dollars into that, your daily spend, whether it's $5, $10, $15, $20 a day, whatever it happens to be, and you get some traction. And that's a lot of where your lead generation is going to come from. So Facebook now is basically a market that marketers can now go to and put their advertisements on. And even still today, I see people writing status updates. I'm just thinking about a friend of mine, Alex, that went on and she was complaining about how many advertisements there are on Facebook now, blah, 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 blah. But is she going to go anywhere? No, she's not going to stop using Facebook. And if she does, she'll be back most likely because that's where everybody still gets connected. Marketers are intelligent. They're going to go and promote to you on there. But in my opinion, I think it's better now today using Facebook than it was back in the day because the ads that I see on my Facebook are targeted towards my interests. And I have clicked on them as a result of them, and I have purchased products for them because they are relevant to what my needs and wants and desires are and what I like to do. So, that's just kind of a piece of advice. You need to start looking at Facebook from a different perspective, and that goes for all social media as well. Social media is a great platform to be able to advertise yourself, not from a narcissistic point of view, but from a business marketer point of view.
Definitely, right? 1.6 billion users on Facebook now.
Huge.
Huge, right? I mean, that's crazy. So you have a huge place where you can advertise your stuff. So yeah, you definitely want to harness this. If you're not taking advantage of social media, it's a big mistake. Now I think one component of every businesses should be virality.
Yes.
Like the ability to be viral. I think it's that's what's going to differentiate, people that succeed widely and people that have hard time making it.
We take a look at people like Pat Flynn, Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk, and they basically all have the same message: be everywhere, be obsessed, be omnipresent. Make sure people know your name, and the way you do that is through hitting all these different marketing channels, social media channels, and it seems like you're everywhere, and that includes Instagram, Snapchat. Like I think Facebook Messenger now has like their story things, just like Snapchat, right? So utilizing these, Twitter, utilizing these in whatever method and routine that you see fit for where your market may be for whatever your product is definitely going to benefit you. People who don't know you aren't going to be able to buy from you, and that's the biggest thing. And I learned that from Grant Cardone. As soon as you get known, more people will think of you when you're automatically associated with whatever product or service it is that you're offering.
That's right. Totally agree. Yeah. And you're building that community and you're getting, people to interact with each other, and that's very powerful for a business.
Absolutely. And that about wraps it up here today, guys. So that was 5 tips with a pretty solid bonus here with regards to tools to automate your business using modern day tools. You have anything else to add there, Alex?
No, but I hope you guys hope this video.
No, like the video, share the video, comment below. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe put down some of your favorite programs that you like to use for some of these tools. I'm sure the viewers out there who don't know anything about this type of stuff would love to learn more. We're going to put some hyperlinks down in our box. We are not affiliated with these in any sort of way. We don't get paid or anything, but this is just strictly for informational purposes so that you can go out there and start exploring these tools for yourself.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, I guess.
See you guys.
Bye.